Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob to give you some thoughts on the Long Walk. Now, it is going to be a couple weeks before I do my 2025 ranking and everything. Not that many are waiting for it anyway, so it's giving me a chance to scratch off some movies I've meant to see, in my own time between work and everything too. And the Long Walk is definitely one I meant to get to. My wife is a big Stephen King fan herself, so it's definitely one we both planned on watching together. So I was part of the holdup. Part of me just kind of being me and my moods and phases and everything like that. But the Long Walk, of course, it takes place in a dystopian future, which may or may not have trickles of different parts of reality for us over however other many decades and now then. And it ends up being a pretty, I think, unifying type of tale that most of us should hopefully see a way to get behind to kind of unite like the characters do. But of course, this has brought out some division, as is our current climate. But without getting too much further into that, it's a dystopian society where they run. It's not Hunger Games. This was written before Hunger Games was even thought of. Um, but basically, there's a set of kids, from the country that are chosen, or not even kids necessarily, but people who are chosen, and then they walk until there's just one left. They can't stop. They have to keep up above like 3 miles per hour. Even if they gotta take a shit or piss, they they can't stop for that either. They have to find a way to work that out. Um, and yeah, if they don't keep up or they do something else out of line, they get shot on sight essentially. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because Jesus, that could actually happen. That has happened to different extents in different parts of the world. But this was it's a very good movie. It's a very particular movie. I don't think it's a casual one that you'll like throw on routinely, every few months or something like that. But I was surprised by it. I think it's definitely one of the best Stephen King based books in a while, probably ever, really. And it's one of his stories that doesn't rely on anything supernatural. It's a look at society, but it's very much it's very human grounded story too, and something that's hopefully far off, but maybe not. You have some semi more lesser known actors here. Cooper Huffman and David Johnson kind of end up being our leads here. They're the main guys that sort of start bonding, and Ben Wang I thought was also particularly maybe the most like entertaining in the movie. If there was a character like that, uh, and you have of course Mark Hamill as the major, the guy overseeing a lot of this, and you don't even ever see Mark Hamill's eyes. It's just like kind of like cold, dark, kind of glasses that he always has on, which I thought worked. Judy Greer is also in here, and she's someone I haven't typically cared much for, but she's Cooper Hoffman's character, Ray, his mother, and she does a very good job here. She's only in a couple of scenes, but she is pushed to a particular brink naturally, over her son undertaking this. Sort of a backstory that goes along with that, with you know where's Ray's father, right, and kind of the trauma from that, and how that ties into why he's kind of chosen to do this. And it's another thing they choose, but they're kind of manipulated and inadvertently forced, to a point because of how the society is and how it's come to this. But yeah, so that part was pretty interesting, and how it plays into it is pretty expected, but it definitely worked and added a nice weight to it all. Um, that's another thing, you don't know a lot about the characters, but it's just like this common premise that still makes them feel sincere. The whole movie, it's about a walk, and it's sort of trying to show us that yeah, we have all these like wildly different personalities and probably attitudes and things that probably tick each other off, but when it comes down to it, we should probably not want to see everyone around us die. There should be some hopefully way we can come to a different perspective and see that we're all just kind of human beings, right? And that sort of happens. We see the characters bond. We see them still kind of be holy shit, like their person's dead. And sort of how that breaks and causes this natural gradual tension that just goes, you know and there's a tension just inherently of, okay, one person has to win this, right? So this is naturally going to kind of be a pretty depressing story, and it is. But I thought it was really nicely done. Um, it goes where you're thinking. There's no like grand twist with it per se. There's something of a particular point where something's got to give with the core dynamic here. Um, but I think it's just about literal journey, not even the destination at that point. As cliche as that sounds. But yeah, this is definitely a very good one. It will probably be my top 15 of the year, at least. So I guess a lot about this one. Follow me on TikTok, of course, Twitter, Instagram later.